All right, I want to talk about an asteroid NASA is sending a probe out to. It's called asteroid Psyche. Weird name for an asteroid, I know. And I'm very suspicious. I came across this article this morning about NASA is going to send this probe out to this asteroid Psyche. And what rose my suspicion about it is, first off, I don't trust anything NASA has to say. They lie to us, they lie to us, they lie to us. And in a minute or two, I'm going to give you an example of how they lie to us. Constantly lying to us, constantly taking photos in and retouching them. They used to have a whole shop set up with people in there that used to airbrush the photos that NASA used to take, to airbrush anomalies out of the photos. This is real. This is true. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is real. NASA used to do this stuff, and they still do. They're constantly hiding stuff from us. I'm going to go into an example in a couple minutes, like I say, but first off, this meteor is made out of iron. That's what raised my suspicion. The fact that it's made out of iron, and they want to get out to see it so bad. There's two things right off that raised my suspicion. They wanted to get out to investigate it so bad, and it's made out of iron. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Things that are made out of iron, I mean, we don't, anything like the Earth, the Moon, anything out there, all these different objects, different planets and stuff, they're not made of iron. When you see something that's made out of iron, first thing that goes through my head is it hollow inside. That's the first thing that goes through my head if it's made out of iron. The next thing that goes through my head is could it be some sort of floating debris from some other ancient civilization or something out there in the galaxy? Could it be some sort of dead spacecraft floating through space that they want to get to really bad? There's an awful lot of possibilities that they might be hiding from us, saying that it's some sort of planetary core. So anyway, here's the thing. Not NASA, but the Russians sent spacecraft to Venus called Venera, and back in the 1970s, and they said that the temperature on Venus was 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet the Russians managed to land this probe and managed to send back information for the longest time. Right? Now, NASA is bullshitting us, simply put, because if the temperature was really 860 degrees on Venus, for real, first off, the parachute to come down and landed the craft would have exploded and melted immediately at 864 degrees, because that's just nylon. Nylon can't take 860 degrees, and the thing would have crashed into the planet right off, and they wouldn't have got nothing. But they landed gently, and it says they landed gently, and the parachute worked fine. It doesn't at 864 degrees. Second, all of their wires inside their probe would have instantaneously melted at 864 degrees, right? And their batteries would have melted. Everything would have melted. All their instruments. Now, the reason why they weren't back in those days able to broadcast back to Earth for days, and they were only able to broadcast for a matter of an hour or so, was because back then batteries took a lot more juice to run the computers back then. Computers were power pigs. If you remember what the computers were like back then, they were power pigs. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin has been on a charge. It's been on a tear. It's been going unbelievable. It's going out of sight. It's nothing like it. Except if we take a look on the charts here, we can see that in the past it's done the same thing. It's making a wave pattern. Each successive wave is bigger and higher and more powerful than the wave before it, but the wave always crests, and then it comes down somewhat. It never comes down to what it was before, but it comes down somewhat on each successive wave. And it's been doing this from the very start, so there's no reason to think that it won't do it again. And so right now, it's cresting. The wave is cresting. Now, here's my point. This is obvious. The wave is cresting. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a little bit of my Bitcoin. I'm going to take a little bit of my Bitcoin, and I'm going to hedge in Litecoin. I'm going to buy Litecoin with it. Because Litecoin hasn't moved up good. It's lingered back around the $32 mark. If it had been moving with Bitcoin, Litecoin should be up over $50 right now. And so I'm going to hedge a little bit into Litecoin, because Litecoin is just as safe as Bitcoin. And it ain't going nowhere. Litecoin's not going to die now. It's gonna charge on just like Bitcoin, and in the end, it's going to be worth just as much as Bitcoin probably. In the end, or not, maybe not just as much, but it's supposed to be worth 25% of what a Bitcoin's worth, because there's 4 times as many Litecoins. As simple as that. So 25% of what Bitcoin's worth. So if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, Litecoin will be worth 250,000. And so I'm going to get into Litecoin a little bit of hedge against Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin's going to fall. And if I want, after Bitcoin comes back down, I could sell off some of my Litecoins, which probably won't go down that much. Won't go down as much as Bitcoin. They're not going up as much as Bitcoin. They probably won't go down as much as Bitcoin. So that's my plan for today. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next article. Bye.